Hello, and welcome to Nevada State High School's Career Employment Being a Professional tutorial for all students. Use the guide bar at the bottom of the presentation to navigate through the presentation. Go ahead, click the forward button now to begin the presentation. During this tutorial, we will discuss how and where to search for a job, the biggest mistakes job seekers commonly make, and the power behind social networking and the power it can have at connecting you with a career. At the end of the presentation, you will take a 5-question quiz. Follow along closely and let's get started. Click to the next slide when you are ready. The methods in which a person can search for a job is endless. Online job search resources can include job listings, job banks, job sites, and employment opportunities listed by location and career field, and online professional and social media networking. These all can help you find employment opportunities and build your career. Later, you will learn more about the power of networking through social media. Jibber helps job seekers track where they have sent resumes and jobs applied for. Plus, users can track both their networking contacts and the status of each job as they proceed through the hiring process. Jibber is useful because it allows you to manage and track important relationship information over time. Most people change jobs every few years, and keeping your Jibber account up to date with information on your contacts and companies will help you on an ongoing basis as you build your career. You will also be well positioned for your next job search without having to start from scratch. Jibber is an excellent resource for anyone who gets overwhelmed by managing job search information. It is easily accessible online and simple to use. The basic version is free. Video resumes are just one more way to stand out to employers. Intended to supplement, not to replace traditional resumes, video resumes allow job seekers to showcase a little bit of their personalities and highlight 1 or 2 points of interest on their resumes. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Instead of just applying for the posted job opening, one of the best strategies to finding a job is to first figure out where you want to work. Target that company or interest and then contact the hiring manager. Also, many employers' career pages invite visitors to fill out candidate profiles describing their work backgrounds, jobs of interest, salary requirements, and other preferences. Another method is to jump on Google and search for terms related to businesses in your geographic region and your area of interest. For example, nurses in Las Vegas or financial advisor in New York City. And explore these companies' websites to find out how their application process works. If you cannot find information on a given company's website, contact them yourself and ask. Start thinking of your resume as a marketing brochure for yourself and your work. Yes, it is a good idea to make sure your resume is available for viewing on 1 or 2 major job search sites, as well as 1 or 2 sites related to your industry in particular. Use caution when deciding how freely to share your contact information, how widely to distribute your resume. And when you find a job, delete your resume from everywhere you've posted it. You do not want your new employer to stumble upon it months later and call you into the office wondering why your resume is still being shown to possible employers. Click to the next slide when you are ready. It's not about what you know, but who you know. Face-to-face networking is possibly the most powerful tool you can use in the job hunt. Thanks to the widespread fame of professional networking sites like LinkedIn.com, job seekers no longer have to rely on the old standby of exchanging business cards with strangers. These sites are composed of millions of industry professionals and allow you to connect with people you know and the people they know and so forth. But nothing can replace your face-to-face people skills. Conversations can have a lasting impression on a person if they or someone they know are hiring. You and your charming personality could be first on their mind. Finding a job in today's economy can be tough, but there are opportunities if you know where to look. The best way to find those opportunities is not always through online job boards, the classifieds, or employment agencies. It can also be talking to people around you. Your network of friends, relatives, colleagues, and acquaintances are a valuable job search resource. Networking may sound intimidating, but it can be rewarding and fun, even if you are shy or feel like you do not know many people. But before engaging in face-to-face conversation about your future job, here are some tips to help ensure you leave a lasting positive impression. Number 1, always be aware of your surroundings. This means to keep conversations professional and appropriate. You never know who might be standing behind you. It is amazing sometimes how even everyone seems to know everyone. Number 2, use manners. Number 3, be polite and genuine and lasting. Number 4, don't do all the talking. Listen too. Click to the next slide when you are ready. A few more ideas on where to search for jobs can include sending a letter. If you are sending a letter, make sure you are sending the letter to the right person and that you have spelt their name correctly. You also have the option of calling employers, introducing yourself, and explaining what field you are interested in. Mention your top 3 skills and ask if the manager would like to set up an interview with you. Be sure to thank them for their time whether you obtain an interview or not. You can always respond to help wanted ads, but make sure that you follow up with this lead within 24 hours to ensure your application does not land on the bottom of the pile. Working with a temp agency is a great option for short-term work and learning new skills to build a resume. Who knows, you may also land a full-time job through this assignment. Job fairs are often available through the college you graduated from to link alumni together. Plus, top job fairs allow you some face-to-face time to build a network of contacts. Make sure you dress professionally and bring 15 to 20 resumes to hand out. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Be careful not to approach your job search with a "what's in it for me" attitude. That attitude shows arrogance and a lack of humility. If you are entitled to a job, you must earn a job demonstrating you have skills to be the best for the position. Also, do not waste your time shooting out resumes before you've aimed for your ideal job. When you go after jobs you are not qualified for, you are rejected more often. Take the time to ready your job search, aim for what you want, and pursue your career with passion. Do not waste time sending out resumes for positions you do not want. Job searching can be a very daunting task. Do not make it worse with applications to jobs you know you would not accept if you were offered. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Manners can be the quality that seals the deal on your fate at a company. Never call your interviewer by his or her first name, including interviewers younger than you. Until you hear, "You can call me Jane," or the equivalent, address the interviewer formally and always send a thank you note after an interview. Use it as an opportunity to leave an impression on him or her by referencing something you discussed in your interview. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Being a professional means so much. Here are some tips to follow to ensure you are being a professional. Number 1, keep your private life private. Make sure all your photos on Facebook or any other social media site are not available to the public. Good rule. If you would not be okay showing your dad, mom, and grandma, make it private or delete it. Number 2, you have heard it already and you will hear it again. Do not dress too revealing, too casual, too outrageous, or wear too much jewelry or makeup. Dress for the position you want to have. Do some research. Number 3, this next tip is one you will hear more about later in this tutorial. Emails like "likes to party sincity@yahoo.com" not appropriate to ever put on a resume or even keep as an email if you would like a full-time career. Number 4, and finally, it is very important that regardless of how valid your point of view is, it is not necessary to trash your past employer. If you are asked to talk about previous jobs, be prepared to put a positive spin on it, showing that you valued the experience. Keep the drama out. Click to the next slide when you are ready. One of the biggest turnoffs for a hiring manager is when a candidate they are interviewing has not done the necessary research to understand both the position and the company they are applying for. Unless you are more prepared, more practiced, and more passionate than the other candidates, you are wasting everyone's time. Part of this includes being prepared to answer questions. An interviewer is not looking for a yes or no response to their questions. They do want a direct response, but it is a great idea to support your points with specific examples that are relative to your work experience. Also, prepare a few questions to ask the interviewer. Not asking open-ended questions is a strong indicator that you do not care about the company or the position you are interviewing for. Ask questions like, where do you see this position going? What is going to make the person who takes this position successful? Why is the position open? Or how do you see me fitting in here? Do not ever be afraid to ask for help. Many applicants think asking for help is a sign of weakness. In reality, it is one of the most courageous and effective actions you can take. Ask someone you admire for help during the job search process. Conduct a mock interview with someone you feel comfortable with to practice. Click to the next slide when you are ready. What is social networking? The vast majority of job openings are never advertised. They are filled by word of mouth, whether in person or online through social media. That is why networking is the best way to find a job. Unfortunately, many job seekers are hesitant to take advantage of social networking because they are afraid of being seen as too pushy, annoying, or self-serving. But networking is not about using other people or aggressively promoting yourself. It is about building relationships and making connections with people in many different circles. This might include following a mentor, joining discussion boards, liking pages or groups, or befriending people you respect in your prospective career field. Click to the next slide when you are ready. It may seem hard to imagine, but not too long ago, the internet did not exist and networking was all done face-to-face or over the phone. Click to the next slide when you are ready. It is important for job seekers to utilize social media because not only does this show that they are current on the latest technology, but it also provides them with a way of staying in touch with their colleagues, expanding their professional network, and opening themselves up to other career opportunities in a low-pressure setting. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Each social media platform has its own way to effectively brand yourself for a job in the career field you've always dreamed of. In general, you can utilize all social media sites to join groups of interest, join discussion boards, introduce yourself, and offer advice in your area of expertise, thus expanding your network of colleagues. Click to the next slide when you are ready. The following are just a few of the top sites that are designed to effectively connect people professionally. When you have time, try searching through this list and seeing what each site offers, and take a look at people's profiles to see what you should include in your profile and what you should not. Click to the next slide when you are ready. This statistic is only rising, and anything you put on the internet can be found by someone. Make sure you are being safe and smart when posting anything on the internet. We will dive deeper into the statistic during the second activity during this tutorial. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Take a moment to read through the infographic on the statistics related to social networking and the detrimental effects your social media profile could have on your ability to secure a job. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Your social media is a representation of who you are, so ask yourself, is the person you're portraying really you? Many people post crazy pictures or say things online because they are fearless in front of a computer. But this can literally cost you your job. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Take a moment to read through these tips on how social media could improve your ability to secure a job. Click to the next slide when you are ready. You are now ready to begin the Creating a Network List activity. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Your network includes more people than you think. Start by writing down the names of people that come to mind right away. Also think about people you have met through your close connections and continue to add to your list over time. You never know who may be able to lead you towards your dream career. Click to the next slide when you are ready. You are now ready to begin the Career Employment Being a Professional Checklist activity. This activity will be done online. Your instructor should have provided information as to where you can locate this document. Once you have the document pulled up, click to the next slide when you are ready. Let's walk through the activity together. Click to next slide when you are ready. Question 1 asks if you have a professional email address. Think right now, what's your email address? Is your email address appropriate and professional to share on a resume? If it is, great. Check off item 1 and move to item 2. If not, click the link to create a Gmail email address now, following one of the formats on the activity. Also, Gmail has many great resources you may find useful on your transition to college. Take this time to play around with some of the features and create a professional email address. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Question 2. Be honest. Have you ever Googled yourself? If you have, did any of the searches surprise you? Take some time now to Google your name and see what the search generates. Did you find anything you would not want an employer to find? If you answered no, great. Check off item 2 and move on to item 3. If you did find something you wish this search did not pull up, follow the link to get the step-by-step directions as to how to delete this material. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Question 3 is designed as a self-reflection for you and who you portray yourself as through social media. Are all of your social media accounts clear of offensive, racist, sexist, vulgar material, including but not limited to pictures, comments, tweets, and posts? Again, would you be comfortable if your employer saw what was on these pages? We already learned that most employers do look at social media sites before making a final decision on a hire. Take this time to scroll through the social media sites you currently use to confirm your posts, comments, and pictures are appropriate for all to see. This does not mean you cannot express yourself. It means to be aware that who you are on social media is a direct reflection on who you are in person as well. Click to the next slide when you are ready. It's a done deal. We've completed the presentation for career employment. You now have valuable information regarding where and how to search for jobs and the powerful connections that can be made through face-to-face networking. You also learned the top mistakes to avoid when searching for a job and how to start building a professional social network online. Now, let's take a short 5-question quiz on your understanding of the tutorial. Click to the next slide when you are ready. Let's go through a couple of things before you begin your 5-question quiz, including number 1. After answering each question, click Next. Number 2. After answering all the questions from the quiz, click Submit All. Number 3. You will have only 2 opportunities to take the quiz and earn as many points as possible. Number 4. The quiz is worth a total of 50 points. Take your time and read each question carefully. Click to the next slide when you are ready to begin.